Good day, everyone. I am Miss Mbele for Report 191, Management Communication N4. We continue with our Management Communication N4 lessons. This is Lesson 5, and we are going to cover Module 11, Part A, Reports. Our reference book is still the same, N4 Communication and Management Communication, Say It in Plain English by Wade and Steenkamp. For this lesson, we are going to consider page 273 to page 287 of our textbooks. Lesson 5. For this lesson, we are going to cover the following topics: investigation report, feedback report. We are going to look at the format of how to write the above mentioned reports. The first question that we need to ask ourselves is, what is a report? A report is a written or spoken account of something that has happened that you need to give a report on it. It can be something that you have observed, seen, done, or investigated. It can be a feedback on a meeting, conference, or seminar that you have attended. You can also be required to write an evaluation of specific situation, such as a serious accident that has happened during working hours in your organization. The guidelines for effective report writing are the following. You need to write concise and clear reporting with relevant facts only. Reports must be written in a prescribed format. It can be a printed form, memorandum, formal style. The reports must be organized. The information in a report must be organized logically in an appropriate structure. You need to use words that will be understood by everyone. Do not use slang or jargon. Reports are normally written after the event has happened, and it must be written in the past tense. Recommendations should be written in future tense. There are 4 types of reports: investigation report, feedback report, progress report, and incident or accident report. But for this lesson, we are going to look at the first 2, the investigation report and the feedback report. Format of reports. Whenever you are writing a report, you need to follow a certain format. A layout of a formal report, which is the investigation report. The writer of a report must always write in third person, which is he, she, or they. The example of a formal layout of a report. The name of the organization must be at the center of the page, or you must use the company letterhead. You must have a subject heading, and then you must have the following subheadings: terms of reference, procedure, findings, conclusion, recommendations. At the bottom of your report or at the end of your report, you must write compiled by, put your signature, your name in full, your position, your address, and your date as well. When we look at the formal report or formal layout of a report, these are the subheadings that you will need to consider when looking at the terms of reference. Under the terms of reference, which is number 1, you must give information on the terms of who instructed you as a writer to compile the report, the date the person has given you the instruction, what the instruction was, and the reason of writing the report, and the date in which the report should be completed, which means that your manager, your head of division, has instructed you to write a report on this certain date about the incident that happened in your organization, and the report must be completed on this particular day, and you give a date as well. In subheading number 2, which is the procedure, you need to give point-by-point description of the methods used to investigate the problem. What methods have you used to investigate the problem? Did you use the inquiries, or did you held meetings with your staff members, or you have interviewed some of your staff members in order to get the information? And you must make sure that whatever information that you have received from the staff members, you write in subheading 2. In subheading 3, which is the findings, the information that has been obtained must be listed or presented in short paragraph in your findings. In topic number 3, which is your subheading number 3, you must write your conclusion. In your conclusion, you must give a single sentence summarizing the findings in a concise and logical way. Just one sentence that gives a conclusion. Then the last one, which is subheading number 5, that's where you give your recommendation. You give your suggestion. Give your personal honest opinion of how the problem can be solved, or your suggestion. You suggest possible solutions to the problem. This is the notes that I am giving you in order to use when you are doing your investigation report. Layout of the memo or printed form. Whenever you are writing a memo or a printed form, you will be given something that has already got this information. It will have the name of the organ. You must write the name of the organization at the top. It must have memo, which is written in capital letters, from the name of the person that is writing the memo or the report, and also the job title of the person, or the department if it's coming from a specific department. To the name of the department or the name of the person that is that you are sending the memo to, the job title of the person. The date must be in full. You must write the subject heading, what the memo is all about. Underneath the subject heading, that's where you write the content of your report. Then you put your signature at the bottom. When writing a memo or printed format, you must remember that it is used to report an accident or incident that has happened in your organization. The name of the organization and the questions will be obtained in the printed form. Then you will need to answer those questions as well. Information must be completed correctly when you are completing the printed form or the layout of a memo format. Feedback report, that's when you give a feedback or compile a feedback in connection with a specific event which has taken place. It can be written to give feedback on the function that you have attended or organized. It can be to give feedback on a meeting, conference, seminar, workshop that you have also attended. The purpose is to give feedback on what happened, whether the function was successful, record of what improvements needs to be done in future to make sure that the function or the meeting that was held will be successful. The guidelines on how to write the feedback report. It must be structured as an internal memo, like what we have done previously when you are writing the memo format. It must be written on a letterhead of a company. It must have to, from, date, subject heading must be written in capital letters. You must give a background, what the report is all about, purpose of the report, why is the report written. For example, to give information on the seminar that was attended. That is the purpose of the report. Then the subject headings, summary of the matter being reported on, and then the general evaluation, positive or negative evaluation. For example, besides the disturbances that happened during the seminar because of load shedding, the seminar was a success and very informative. So in the general evaluation, whether the meeting was successful or not successful, you give your general evaluation of what happened. Then the recommendations. You make appropriate suggestions if necessary. If the company needs to improve on something, or if the company needs to do something to make sure that the meetings or conference that are held in their organizations, they are run successfully, you give your recommendations there. Practical activity, you will need to read page 274 to page 278 in order to understand what the reports are all about. Do activity 11.1 investigation report on page 278 of your textbooks so that you will understand what the investigation report is all about. For now, this is the end of our lesson 5. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your studies.